Hi, in this video I'm going to teach you how you can use search wizards. So you can select any wizard from any of the wizards tile. I'm going to select this top one. I just want to find the lowest price on a product or a service. The idea behind a wizard is to help you to create a robust search in a really fast way. It also teaches some really good strategies, so I encourage you to kind of read them through. It's a different way of kind of using the SmartProcure information. You'll note that on the upper portion of the screen is going to give you the wizard name, just to make sure you're where you need to be. And then it's going to ask you a series of questions. When you have a yes or no question, it's going to default to no. That's why it's blue. If the answer is not going to change and you're going to leave it as no, then just hit the next key to move forward. In this example, I'm going to look for a printer. I want to do a price comparison for that. I want to find the lowest one, the lowest price. So I'm going to select yes here, and I'm going to enter my printer model number. Now you're going to find that as I type information, you're going to see that I have this drop list. The system is giving me two options. I can either enter my search directly into the search bar and hit the enter key to lock it in, or I can select from any item in the search suggestions at the bottom. If I want to add them, then I can just select them in there to go ahead and lock it in. But I'm just going to leave it as typed. I'm going to hit my enter key to begin my search. And now I'm going to move on to my next question. So I have a couple choice. I can either jump ahead, right? And so if I don't want to answer my next question and I just want to move forward, then I can select any of these questions and the system will direct me to that section of the wizard. Or I can hit my next key and it's going to take me to my next question. You're also going to note the progress bar. So far I'm 17% in to my search. You're also going to see that on the right side of the screen, it's going to show me the number of agencies, vendors, etc. that are now coming in based on my search. So you're going to see that those numbers will either increase or decrease depending on the filters that you're going to use. Now it's going to ask me, do I have another item name? I'm going to show you how you can also edit a wizard in the future. So I'm going to select yes here. And maybe my item is also known as a laser jet. So I'm going to put in here LaserJet Pro. As before, I can either click on it to add it to my search bar or I can type it in. We're also going to give you some hints. So this is a great way of kind of learning how to use the system. So I'm going to move forward. I'm going to select next. Are there any words that I want to exclude? In this case, I do. Since I'm going to be looking for the actual printer, the actual machine, I want to remove those things that are irrelevant. For example, I don't need to see the ink. So you're going to now see that my operator changed to none because I'm saying I don't want to see ink or toner or maybe the cartridge. So you're going to be able to enter any item that you want. And maybe it's also going to give me, like for example, maybe the maintenance agreement. So I don't want to see that either. So I want to get rid of the maintenance. I'm also going to select this wrench. This wrench is going to give me additional features, some additional functionality to create a more robust search. So one of the things it gives me is the synonyms. So maybe, for example, I'm going to come into maintenance. Maybe there are other ways in which maintenance could be known. And I didn't think it through, so I want to say, okay, how else could it be known? And I'm going to add that to my search bar. I'm going to exclude that. So in this case, see, I'm going to add repair. So when I click on it, you'll now see that it's going to appear on that search bar. I'm also going to have the opportunity to include misspellings. So for example, cartridge could be misspelled or maintenance could be misspelled in other entry lines. And because I didn't enter it that way, I won't pull it. If I select to include the misspellings, the system will automatically search for words that are similarly spelled and therefore pull in those misspelled words. I'm going to close this screen by selecting the wrench once more. And then I'm going to move forward. So now it's going to say, do I want to see a particular price range? Yes, I do. Seeing as I want to do a comparison and I want to find the lowest price, giving it a price range is really a smart place to begin. I know that, for example, the printer is not going to be less than $300. So maybe I want to put in the lowest range at $300. And because I'm trying to find the best price and the lowest price, I'm not going to give it a high number. So I'm not going to give it a range number. I'm going to leave that open because now the system is going to pull every line item where that LaserJet appears or that part number appears and where the price is not less than 300. you'll see now that the numbers to the right, again, continue to fluctuate because it pulled some information out when we did the none, it reduced that number. And now that I'm saying, hey, I want to go ahead and only see things with the price as $300, you're going to see again that that number just dropped a little bit more. So I'm going to select next. And now it's saying, do I want to exclude or only view a particular set of vendors? In this case, I want to see everybody. So I'm going to keep it as no. And so therefore, I don't have to do anything, just select next. Do I want to see particular agencies? In this case, I want to say no again because I want to see all agencies. And do I want to see a particular date range? This is important. We collect data from 2008. So if you want to see everything, then don't do anything. Leave the date as is. However, if you only want to see information between a particular date range, then you have some options. You can select from this drop list and select a time period. The system will populate the beginning and the end date. It's important to note that if you select that, you're only going to find information that is within that range. You won't see it if it's newer or older than that date. For me, I want to be able to create my own, so I'm going to leave it as custom. And maybe I don't want to go as far back as 2008, but I also want to see purchase orders that may be added after today. So I'm going to just give it a couple of years. So I want to see everything from January of 2014, and I'm going to leave this maximum date, I'm going to leave it open. And now I'm going to see my results. That's going to take me to my items page, and on the upper portion of the screen, it's going to build the search for me. So if I am a do-it-yourself person and I want to teach myself how to create a complex query in SmartProcure, this is a great way of being able to do that. It shows you how to use the operators and how to use groupings to be able to structure it. Now earlier I said that you can also edit this. So I'm going to scroll through here and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So we entered the part number M451DN, and then we also said or LaserJet. I want to find either one of these two things. But the LaserJet is bringing up a part number that is not relevant. You see where it's pulling up in the top two purchase order lines, it's pulling up a different model number. So now I want to remove it. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to edit my search. So I'm going to remove this line where the LaserJet appears. I'm going to click on the X, and it's now going to be removed. And now what I have is the M451DN, where it's actually the machine itself, just a printer. And now I'm going to be able to scroll through and see, is there a price variance between this particular item and something else? So you can now see that, for example, in these entry items, there's a vast difference. In one, the agency paid $429, and in another one, they paid $316. So I encourage you to use the wizards. It's a really great way, again, of being able to build your own searches, teach yourself how to use the system, and get really great strategies. We're always going to be here to help you, so feel free to get in contact with us at 888-998-6348, or you can reach us via email at support@smartprocure.us.